A cheerful and delightful morning to one and all present here. School of Postgraduate Studies, TNAU, Coimbatore, unsheathed glorious pleasure in extending a warm welcome to all its esteemed guests, distinguished speakers, special invitees, all the delegates, educators, and beloved friends to the inaugural ceremony of 7th Agriculture Graduate Student Conference 2021, whirling around the theme Food, Farmers, and Future, envisioning amazement of regenerating and nourishing food.
AGSC is one of the epoch-making conferences in the agricultural sciences and initiate vitalizing venue for student research exchange and bestow an opportunity to broaden their social and scientific network. The scientific program encompasses a variety of student research from all over the world to scientific or oral form to an international and professional audience. With that prelusion, may I now invite Mr. M. Guna to welcome the gathering.
Good morning to one and all present here. It is a great honor for me to stand before you all today to welcome 7th Agricultural Graduate Students Conference 2021 organized by School of Postgraduate Studies, Tamil Nadu Agriculture University. The conferences, seminars, workshops across the globe are the scientific deliberation for exchanging of research finding by the scientific community. But the TNAU's AGSC is a unique event organized for the students' research exchange and to broaden their social and scientific network. This scientific program includes a variety of students' research from all over India and abroad, which will be presented in oral and poster to the international and professional audience. The theme for 7th AGSC is Food, Farmer and Future, envisioning amassment of regenerating and nourishing food. At this happiest moment, I am pleased to welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. N. Kumar, who is our guiding force to our TNAU. Our Vice Chancellor has been with the students all along as a guardian, guide, motivated to each one of the students, apart from occupying the highest position of being Vice Chancellor. We never miss him in the campus during morning hours. Our Vice Chancellor was instrumental in organizing this conference, right from according approval to hold this conference, providing all kind of support to SPGS and inaugurating the important student conference. Our university has the pride of being first agricultural university accredited by ICR due to the sole dedication of our Honorable Vice Chancellor. On behalf of the organizer, I wholeheartedly welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor for his valuable presence in this event. We welcome you, sir. Next, I welcome our chief guest of today's function, Dr. Praveen Yao, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Professor Jayashankar Telangana State Agriculture University, Hyderabad, who readily accepted to be the chief guest for our AGSC 2021. He has been closely associating with all professional activities of TNAU in spite of his busy schedule. On behalf of the organizer, I welcome our chief guest. We welcome you, sir. Next, I welcome the pillars of our education in Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, Dr. M. Kalyanasundram, Dean Agriculture, Dr. L. Pugalendi, Dean Horticulture, Dr. B. Sridhar, Dean Agricultural Engineering, Dr. S. Amuda, Dean Community Sciences, and Dr. K. T. Parthiban, Dean Forestry. The contribution by each of them is immeasurable in this event. On behalf of the organizer, I welcome all the deans for sparing their valuable time in gracing the function today. Our mentor and the great soul behind the AGSC conference, Dr. J.S. Kennedy, Dean SPGS, deserves a special mention that the conference sees the light of today because of his constant encouragement, tireless planning, and meticulous execution. I welcome Dean SPGS for his presence in the inaugural function. I welcome all the university officers in the main campus as well as in the outstations, head of the departments, research stations, program coordinators of KVKs, scientists, and a research scholar who joined through online and offline for gracing the inaugural function. Due to the pandemic, the conference has made into the hybrid mode. I welcome all the scientists and research scholars attending the program through online and offline. Finally, the student without the conference could never have been organized. The enthusiasm shown by the students in submitting their research papers is the foundation of our initiative. I wholeheartedly welcome all the students' friends who joined for the inaugural function. I thank the organizer for giving me the golden opportunity of giving a welcome address to to dignitaries and students today. Once again, I welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Guna. May I now invite the pillar of AGSC, the Dean, School of Postgraduate Studies, TNAU, Dr. J.S. Kennedy, to kindly deliver the indirect remarks. Sir, please.
Worthy Vice Chancellor, Tamil Nadu Agricultural University, as well as Telangana Agricultural University, university officers, learned faculty, students, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. One thing which I wanted to talk about is that perhaps it may not be really about the conference, but yesterday I was reading a book about Isaac Newton. So in the year 1475, there was a pandemic like what we do have right now. Now the pandemic was so severe that even in England, universities like Cambridge and everything was closed. Cambridge, Oxford and everything was closed. And there was one young man, what he did was, he took all his papers, he took all his notebooks, gone home, and then, before going home, he was connected with his professor and he has suggested something. And he went 175 miles north of England, north of London, where he sat on his windowsill and he was looking at the apple tree and he was working on it and all the calculations that he has done. And finally, he says that it was that year when they had a pandemic, a black pandemic in England. He says that was written all Newton's first law, second law, third law, and all those things. Now he has written, and all the calculation he has presented subsequent years in Cambridge, and he was also given the sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to impress upon you that pandemic, it has affected every walks of life, but doesn't matter. But can this be the annus mirabilis for us? This is what we want. Now we will have to work hard. And at this moment, I would like to tell you that the students of our university, the postgraduate students, they have worked hard, and whatever they have worked hard, whatever the researches they have done, now it has come to the visibility. So today, 292 papers have been submitted. Out of these, 50 papers would be presented as oral presentation, and rest of them are presented as post presentation. Now it's a huge number. Now it shows the enthusiasm, and it suggests that you have made this year, in spite of the pandemic, you have made this year's the annus mirabilis, and I'm sure that we would bring something good out of this conference. Now this conference is the 7th edition of Agricultural Graduate Students Conference. Now we have been doing it every year, and the postgraduate students, now you bring your researches to be visible for a global audience. Now this year the theme is Food, Farmers and Future, envisioning amassment of regenerating and nourishing food. And this offers a very good venue for not only for exposing your research, but also to have a network with other people also. So under this, various themes now we have also put up, and you will be presenting papers on number 1, designing nourishing food for future, perspectives in crop improvement, new vistas in resilient farming, trends and challenges in crop management. Number 3, emerging paradigms in crop protection. Number 4, enhancing sustainable use of natural resources for enhancing food production. Number 5, horticulture for unswavering and optimized food production, trends in agricultural engineering for challenging landscape. Number 7, perspectives in nutrition and dietetics. Number 8, forest management scenarios in a changing climate, approaches in biotechnology for enhancing agricultural productivity. And number 10, environmental, economic and social dimensions of farm sustainability. All the papers, it will be presented, it will be preceded with 2 invited lectures from eminent scientists, and subsequently in each session the papers would be presented, and this would be podcasted from 10 different centers. Now, so that we will not crowd up here, and also it will be followed by people from different parts all over Tamil Nadu. And even yesterday, Honorable Vice Chancellor has requested that whether people in Telangana would be able to see that. I said that yes, they can also see that. They can go to the link and then they can connect themselves, and they can also look at that. So with this introduction, I now request that we are launching this Agricultural Graduate Science Conference, the 7th edition, and now I would request I would like to listen from the eminent scientists what exactly they would say about this conference. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Now is the time to felicitate, and we are elated about the presence of all the deans of various domains. Firstly, may I invite Dr. M. Kalyanasundram, Dean, AC and Direct, Coimbatore, to felicitate the occasion. Sir, please.
1 minute. Show participants. People varla.
Most Honorable and respected Vice Chancellor of Tamil Nadu Agricultural University, Most Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Jayashankar, Telangana State Agricultural University, Hyderabad, Dr. J.S. Kennedy, Dean Postgraduate Studies, all university officers on the dais and off the dais, Mr. M. Guna, doctoral students are from agrometeorology, Ms. T. Ilakia, PhD student from vegetable science, and dignitaries, and all the participants, eminent scholars, heads of departments, learned colleagues, and my dear student friends. Today it is really a great day for us. The reason is, before I start felicitating, I am very proud to say a very good and happy news that the Indian Council of Agricultural Research yesterday evening adjudged Tamil Nadu Agricultural University as the best green initiative campus of the entire country. So at this juncture, the credit really goes to our Honorable Vice Chancellor only. This award, we got it because of the very strenuous effort the Vice Chancellor has made. The university officers and heads of departments in the auditorium will be knowing that day and night he has toiled us. He called us in his chamber and he has given this exercise to all of us, each and every word by word. He went through it, the entire application, and narrowly we missed. Otherwise, we should have been the topper in the whole of the country. But doesn't matter, definitely we will be getting in the next year as the #1 in the whole country. This award is going to be given by the Honorable Union Minister of Agriculture very shortly, and it carries a cash of rupees 8 lakhs award. And friends and the students will be knowing that this award is given mainly because of the greenery of the campus, the natural resources, the utilization of solar power, the campus which is using minimum of pesticides, so much of reasons. So number of competitive mode, they selected TNAU, it is a prestigious, it is one more feather to our cap. So this is one important thing. So without taking much of time, because our Honorable Vice Chancellor is having next important assignment and another engagement, what I wish to say is, first of all, I congratulate Dr. J.S. Kennedy for making good efforts for the 7th Agricultural Graduate Students Conference, wherein around 294 papers were received on 10 theme subjects, and 50 persons are going to present, make oral presentations. What I wish to say at this juncture is, my young friends, please make it note that pen is mightier than sword. A drop of ink will make millions to think. That is the biggest gift in writing. Scientific writing is a very major important skill. So this is a time to inculcate such knowledge, to promote publishing papers, to present oral presentations, make discussions, to improve our scientific temperament only. The university is encouraging to organize such a students' conference and to present the papers and to promote your scientific career. What I wish to say and to appeal all my young friends is, please be very serious from the young period itself. This is a mantra for success. There is no other way. The only mantra if you want to come up in life in academically is take one particular area in your subject. It may be entomology or plant pathology. Do not gulp all the areas. It is difficult to come up in life. Take one area, continue to do your best efforts in that particular area and strive for it. Continuously you travel publishing papers on the particular area only, then there will not be any force on the earth to stop your progress. This is the secret, and try to publish more and more papers. That is very much required. That is the only way to come up in the academic areas. And what I request, one of the university adage used to say that publish, flourish, if not perish. So keep these words in your mind, and on this great occasion, I wish the entire function a grand success, and I congratulate all the participants for their best endeavors. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. May I now invite Dr. L. Puvaleni, Dean, HCNRI TNAU.
Thank you, sir. Dr. N. Kumar began his career as an assistant professor in horticulture during 1979 at TNAU, and by consistent and meritorious performance, he rose to occupy the position of Dean of Horticultural College and Research Institute, TNAU Coimbatore, during 2009 to 2013, before becoming the 13th Vice Chancellor of the renowned Tamil Nadu Agricultural University, Coimbatore. It's my proud privilege to invite Dr. N. Kumar, Vice Chancellor, Tamil Nadu Agricultural University, to kindly deliver the presidential address. Sir, please.
Good morning to all of you. My elder brother and my neighbor, University Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Praveen Yao, a very practical agronomist and a water technology specialist who has demonstrated many technologies in the field which has been rightly appreciated by the Honorable CM of Telangana. Thank you for accepting our invitation and joining us, sir. Dr. Kennedy, Dean BGS, who is behind this 7th Conference on Agricultural Graduate Students Conference 2021. We have been organizing this kind of conference to equip our PG scholars, and we are now in the 7th in number. And I know he has been constantly in touch with me in updating the development. Despite the pandemic and the closure of the colleges, the students have been in touch with our deans, and that's the reason why we got able to collect 295 articles in different theme paper, and that's why we have stand here to celebrate or inaugurate this conference. So my heartfelt appreciation to all the students, friends. Again, my best wishes to all the deans and university officers who are definitely responsible for the university to back this award which has been announced yesterday, Green Initiative Award. Maybe it will be I will be sailing the boat in the front, but it is because of the all university officers' effort, particularly the faculty of Dean Horticulture who have refurbished the centenary-old botanic garden with their team at floriculture, liberal support from many industries and our alumni. In fact, one of my classmates has donated 50 lakhs to renovate the front botanical garden gate. That's the reason why there is a some difficulty in the traffic congestion and other things. Then the cooperation rendered by Dean Engineering and their team in bioenergy, because we were able to select the best team in installing the solar energy, solar rooftop in almost all campuses. Thanks to the money given from the Directorate of ODL, many people may not be knowing what is the contribution from Directorate of ODL. He has given this year alone 2.25 crores for installing this solar roof. Thereby we can reduce our electricity bill. At the same time we are going towards green energy. Then lot of woodlot planting and new initiatives in the Department of Crop Management, Directorate of Crop Management, like social forestry, Bima bamboo, all these were responsible for achieving our ranking number 2. In fact, I was given a leaked information that it is hovering between 1 and 2. Because of some reasons, we are able to get 2 second rank, and I do hope with the sincere cooperation of other things in future, 21, 22, we must aim to get number 1 in this green initiative. I think all our people will definitely extend good cooperation in this. Then my special appreciation to all the PG scholars who have contributed papers. Without research papers, there may not be any conference. And also these papers are going to be published in a high-rated journals based on the experience we have gained during the 6th conference. I think 40 papers, isn't it, so far? 44 papers were published in NAS-rated journals. So these are all the good indication that your effort will not go waste. It will be duly recognized if your paper is having quality with the research inputs in the right thing. Definitely you can publish very good. So I am always happy and share my happiness with the students, because the students are responsible for bringing the university ranking from 33 to 8. You know, this last year we backed 53 JRF and SRF. It is because of your effort only. It has got a very good percentage of mark. If you go through the website, you can see what is the contribution of these students. And again, the national level competitions, other things you have cleared. Many, I understand 289 students got the different fellowships that also accounted for a high ranking like this. Even then, we should not be complacent with what we get it. In fact, the 8th rank was not among the SAUs, it is a combination of SAU as well as the other national institutes like IRI and the NDRI, etc., where they do not have UG program. So the favoring factor is lesser staff, more population. University or TNAU is, we have committed UG program wherein more staff will be there, so probably our percentage or factor will go down. So this has been kind of highlighted in the general body meeting of the ICR, wherein I happen to be the member. Here also our Professor Praveen Yao was the member. And when I took up this matter with our Honorable Director General, he has agreed that from this year onwards, there will be a separate ranking of SAUs. Probably with this, we will be able to go up. Our aim should be to reach again 1, because this East-West ranking, now we are 3rd. Above all, is only 2 universities, one is Bandhanagar, another one is the PAU. So we should not be jealous. We should be aiming to get the first. So this is our aim. And recently I heard, day before yesterday, I think Dr. Sataya, entomologist, head of the department has shared that our students have bagged the coveted 7 Inspire Fellowships. Congratulations to all the PG students. Definitely it will boost up our ranking in the years to come. And coming to today's topic, the agricultural food, farmers and future. Fortunately, you are all very lucky, the present generations. In 60 and all, we were begging. We were waiting for the ship to land at Calcutta or Bombay or at Chennai to bring wheat, milk products. Because at that time our country was producing lesser quantity, population was more. So everybody used to criticize India as the begging bowl. Now we are very comfortable position. Our production is more than 300 million tons and we have become self-sufficient. So food may not be a problem right now. But the other factor, namely increasing population, which is alarming. And also other challenges like land is becoming very fragmented, less than 2 acres per head. Then water is also a scarce commodity, wherein Tamil Nadu is declared always as a water starving state next to Rajasthan. Then labor, though population is growing up, nobody is willing to join or take up the hard agricultural work. So naturally, our friend like Dr. Sridhar, Dean Engineering, has to break their brain to develop friendly labor friendly or less drudgery machineries. These are all the need of the hour. Then environment. Everybody wants to put a word on the environment. In fact, we wanted to start B.Tech Environmental Science this year. Because of certain other issues, I could not start. Otherwise, we have cleared everything. Because our government has started new colleges, our focus is diverted. So naturally, we have to support the government move. So that's why that agenda is kept under second priority. Then soil health. I think in the first international webinar organized by Dr. Shanti, Director NRM, wherein all people highlighted that soil health, particularly our organic matter content, is going down like things. Unless otherwise we take up concerted efforts, both physical, chemical and biological properties of soil will be in dangerous position. So many issues are there. So these are things you have to think in the case of future. So between the food and future is the farmer, poor category of people. We have to respect our farmer. During this pandemic period, all sector went very badly, performance. Whereas agriculture sector only 5%. That's the reason why keeping these farmers as our highest priority, our batch to which I belong, 1972 to 76, BSc Agri, Horticulture and BE Agri, we have erected one farmer statue in the Mudani Garden as a mark of respect to our farmers. I wish our university during the Farmers' Day, we should garland every year so as to give respect to our farming community. Unless we give respect, who will give respect to the farmers of the farmers who are doing agriculture? Then students, you have many challenges in the years to come. Quantity versus quality. This debate is going on. I may not be knowing how many people have gone through the article given by Dr. Balaguru Swami, former Vice Chancellor of Anna University. He has very categorically stated, do you want quantity or quality? He was referring to engineering sector. This will also applicable to agriculture also. When I was a student, there are only 2 colleges, agriculture colleges. Now we have got 14 agriculture colleges in our university campus, 4 more colleges are added, 28 private colleges. Naturally, graduates are coming out more. So quantity wise, enough. Quality, it is in your hand only. When you think of quality, naturally you have to work on very critical problems, challenging problems, which should lead to patenting or bringing up very good technologies. See, we are boasting ourselves that TNAU has brought out nearly 1,500 technologies. Is it because of the students or subsequent work refined by our scientists? For the breeders, I am putting if you start working on a particular breeding aspect, after 8 or 10 years only, it will give the result in the form of a new variety with superior characters. You please involve PhD students, 2 or 3, simultaneously MSc students. Speed up your program so that you will come out with very good varieties. These are the need of the hour. Our government is also seized of this problem. They are asking new varieties for many. Then many new problems are coming up. Our director CPPS knows that fall armyworm in maize, we have got adequate support from government. How we are going to give them back in terms of technology which can be easily adopted by farmers. Involve the PhD students, let them come out with very good findings, provide all support. I think our labs are well equipped, NAB accredited labs, sophisticated things. When I made a list of equipments available with the support of our director of research, I think we have got almost all sophisticated equipments. So it is up to you to use for which you have to give very challenging problems. Then the coconut rugose whitefly, we thought this whitefly will come and go off. No. From 2018 onwards, it has made a very comfortable positions in the coconut gardens and started affecting the productivity. Most of the plantations, they are saying that they have lost about 60% of yield, including my farm today, harvest is going on. I got the news from my boy, sir, yield is only 30%. So that is the situation of the day. Our Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Karnataka, South India are known for coconut. We should develop very good strategy to identify biological things too. So these are all the challenges for the plant protection scientist. Likewise, the guava, nematode, banana wilt. Earlier we have only race 1, now race 4 is becoming a challenge one. Then Kerala root wilt. Unless we develop technologies, we cannot face the farmers hereafter. They will chase away. So then climate related, temperature rise, pollination is affected, yield, all those things. Unseasonal rain, last year we have experienced in our Kaveri Delta, in the month of after Pongal we had sudden heavy downpour, all the crops were standing. So a lot of things are there. So students, use this seminar as a conference to improve your writing skill. This is more important. Whenever you send some paper to your very good journals, it is not a cakewalk for you. When I finished my PhD in 1989, my aim was to publish 2 papers. One is in the Euphytica, another one is Journal of Genetics and Plant Breeding. I failed with the Euphytica, but I got success in Journal of Genetics and Plant Breeding after 4 revisions only. These are the lessons to refine your other things, for which your Google will not support. Only library. Collect very good papers. repeatedly read, understand how they inferred the results. I got this much of yield, Chilean got this much of yield. So my finding is in collaboration with others. This is how our people used to write. Change the discussion pattern at all. I have seen number of theses, comments when they were PhD send it. Very bad comments I am getting it because you are not having any bad. You are all having potential, but you are not properly utilizing it. It is you are thinking thesis submission is a ritual. No, it will give credit to you. Based on this, you can bring 2 or 3 very good publications like this. You have to do it. Then communication skill, most important. Even for associate professor level, we have presentation skill. Yesterday night only we have cleared the career advancement scheme. Unless otherwise we have the good presentation skill, we cannot be in the profession of teachers. Teachers should have a presentation. Those who do not have such one, they can seek some other job. You cannot come here and remain as a mum. Then finally, many of you are aspiring for foreign higher studies, other things. Please, not at all possible ways. Our Directorate of Students' Welfare as well as Dean PGS, we have got lot of communications received from even after even this pandemic period. Once it is loosened all the rules, please apply, go, get highly qualified and remain there for a few years but come back to your motherland. Your service should be required for our country. Thereby we can bring our country a strong country. Thank you for the opportunity given.
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure to hear from you, sir. Dr. Praveen Yao, since 1983, he has served for 33 years as teacher, researcher, extension agronomist, and administrator in different capacities in the Agriculture University and presently the Vice Chancellor of Professor Jayashankar Telangana State Agriculture University. He was also a recipient of Meritorious Teacher Award and conferred with many awards including Lifetime Achievement Award from GVK Society. We are happy to have you here, sir, and also my proud privilege to invite you to kindly present the keynote address. Sir, please.
Good morning. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Honorable Vice Chancellor Kumar Garu. Actually, he has referred me as a big brother. It is not like that. We respect each other in a big way. In fact, during the last few years, I would say since last 7 years, Tamil Nadu Agricultural University has been a source of strength to this young budding university, whether it is starting from first Ramaswamy Garu or second Ramaswamy Garu and the Kumar Garu. We have immensely benefited from Tamil Nadu Agricultural University and we continue to benefit. I will give you 2 classical examples of this one. One is, I understand that Tamil Nadu Agricultural University has mentored UAS Raichur for building their agriculture engineering capacities. Indirectly, since they have built the capacities of UAS Raichur Bangalore, now we are benefiting from UAS Raichur Bangalore in the form of building our faculty capacities with regards to agriculture engineering. So this is an indirect benefit which is flowing from Tamil Nadu Agricultural University to other universities and also our university. Then second direct benefit is recently I had been there, tremendous infrastructure. I would say I was amazed to see the infrastructure that is there in Tamil Nadu Agricultural University. I don't think any other university in the country has that type of infrastructure, and I would say that the students are very fortunate enough to have their admissions in this university. So I salute to all the Honorable Vice Chancellors since beginning, including the present Honorable Vice Chancellor, for building that type of ecosystem in the university. So thank you, sir, for helping us and also say what you call mentoring us, so on and so forth. And I also request the students that since you are part of this great institution, you are fortunate to carry its flag and leave your footprints across the globe. So this should be your, so what you call this one, because Michael Obama said that always students have to be focused, be determined, be hopeful, and be empowered. Okay, so having said this, I also congratulate Dr. Kennedy. I have seen him when I visited Tamil Nadu Agricultural Universities in the recent past. He always looks me bubbling. Sir, you always looks me, but even now when you are talking, you are so, say what you call, energetic and bubbling. I appreciate your that enthusiasm in bringing the students to the fore, helping them. So I congratulate you as well in organizing this program and reaching a stage wherein it is the seventh edition. So I heartily congratulate you and all the students who have been part of this program and helped you to make this happen. I also congratulate the Honorable Vice Chancellor and his entire team for achieving the award of Green Initiative. It has been a happy news for me to hear from the, say what you call, both the Dean and as well as the Honorable Vice Chancellor this award. And the vision of the Honorable Vice Chancellor shows that next year we should aim for the first one. Okay, so this is how, say, the motivation comes and the say what you call helping hand comes and the support, that is very, very important. And I am also happy to note that from the Honorable Vice Chancellor's words that approximately 300 papers have been published, and out of them 40 has been high NAS rated journals. This augurs well for the university, this augurs well for the students, and as well as this will trigger the, so what you call, a multiplier effect or a catalytic effect on the juniors. And I think this is a very important aspect I would suggest. Now, having said this, I also mentioned the names of Kalyana Sundaram, Pogulendi, Sridhar, Amuta, Paritaban, and other dignitaries who have been part of this program. Kindly excuse me if I have not spelled out correctly. Now, having said this, now I always believed that the students are the backbone of any such development. And say what you call, I was noticing what to say to at this point of time. So it comes to my mind the, say what you call, few things. I will not repeat the regular ones, but I will try to say what you call, share with you some of the important aspects of today's this one. Now, this generation, actually myself, probably Honorable Vice Chancellor and few others, we, as per the classification of generations and based upon the attitudes and all that, we are considered as boomers who have been born between, say what you call, 1946 to 1960 or so on and so forth. That means boomers means people who have impacted, say what you call, something in the society. So that is how we say that the people who have been born during this period were responsible for the Green Revolution and so on and so forth. Then subsequently, we call the next generation who have been between 1980 and 2000, we call them as millennials. So now the millennials are in the university who are helping the students and to come forward. Now the present generation who are part of this conference, the students, we call them as Z generation. Z generation means they have been born in the age of internet, they have been born in the age of Wi-Fi, they are born in the age of say what we call revolution that is taking place, IT revolution that is taking place in the country. Now, in this context, how you look at how the title of the conference looks very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. That is food, farming, and so on and so forth. First thing I want to emphasize to the students is that earlier we used to look agriculture in isolation. That means agriculture was separate, food was separate, say what you call consumer was say what you call separate. So now there is a complete connection between this agriculture, food, and as well as the environment and the consumer. So we have to look at the agriculture in the entire agri-food value chain. For example, I will try to make one statement here. Being an irrigation man, say we always, as an irrigation agronomist, we always used to tell the farmers, you give this much amount of water, so that you will get this much yield. We used to work out response curves and say them, this is the optimized water and so on. And never we as an irrigation agronomist look with regards to the externalities, how this water what we are giving will affect the, say what you call other ecosystems. That wasn't this. Today, that has come to the fore. So any technology, whatever we develop, we should look at the externalities, both positive and negative, so that the entire agri-food value chain has to be looked at. So we always used to say water, food, energy nexus we used to talk about. Now today we have to look at this entire agriculture, food, and say what you call environment nexus has to be looked at in a big picture. This is one thing which I want to highlight to the students. Then number two is, always we talk today in the several policy bodies and also several societal gatherings and so on and so forth. There is a need to restore the pride of the farmers. There is a need to restore the pride of agriculture in the society today. This is one of the major so what you call observations that are being made by experts, and I think we have to look at this in a big way. Recently, there was a commission appointed in Europe, and when they have surveyed the entire agricultural fraternity in the world, they have concluded that there are two directions in which the agriculture is going today. One is with regards to agriculture with high tech, agriculture involving smart farming, farmers involved in smart farming, farmers who are educated, farmers who are well-versed with this IT techniques. And there is another group of farmers who are moving towards regenerative agriculture, the calling of natural farming, and so on and so forth. So this is one thing which thing we have to look at. And another say what you call observation that has been made is agriculture education. People say that agriculture education is stale. Agriculture, that means it doesn't meet the challenges that we have today. So now this generation, this Z generation has this responsibility. How this Z generation takes farming forward, how it will impact this one. So now, say what you call, in looking at these things, the thing is that we have to look at how we can integrate all the technologies that we have today. That is emerging technologies, sociology. So we have to look at a translational research approach. We have to look at something which combines all these what you call technologies together, so that we can provide solutions to the past. So there is a need for us today at the research priorities, research structures, say what you call, and capacities need to be fundamentally realigned with principles of public interest, public goods, and the nature of challenges we face, cross-cutting sustainability issues, and so on and so forth. This is one thing which comes to my mind. We talk of malnutrition. For example, I will give you one example of malnutrition. So we say that malnutrition problem has to be solved. So malnutrition problems cannot be solved by just our home science people. It involves cross-sectoral integration, like rural health department, agronomists, say what you call dietitians, say what you call food and nutrition experts. So this is how we have to look at the problem state. That is what I am trying to emphasize upon. And another important thing is we should inspire this young generation. If you want to say what you call be part of this agriculture, that means we say that winning hearts and minds. So to say for example, we normally say farmers, students, agriculture scientists are feeding the world. Instead of saying that, I would say that say what you call you are the, if we reframe it by saying that you are involved in human health, you are the custodian of environment, get to work with land and nature. So instilling some purpose into our work instead of just saying that you are feeding the world, you should say that you are the custodian of the environment. I will give an example for this. I asked my daughter, why you haven't joined agriculture, why you have joined IT. She said that nobody has taught me about agriculture at the primary level or secondary. So there is a need for us to bring in this type of ownership among the students, among the secondary level, primary level, and as well as our level, that they are the custodians of environment. They are the custodians of health in this country, because there's what you call agriculture, farmers, scientists are responsible for providing say what you call food to the entire community on the planet Earth. So we are the custodians of health, we are the custodians of environment, we are the custodians of, we are working with the nature. This is how I think we have to frame the this one. And another important aspect I want to emphasize today is data. Data. I was very happy when I was in Tamil Nadu to hear from PG Dean that they have made it mandatory that students should do data mining of so many 75 articles from the library, or 150 articles from the library whenever they say what you call join the PG program, or synopsis writing or thesis writing. This is one of the hallmark of I think TNAU. In fact, we immediately implemented it in our university as well. Now, data is the key today. Earlier, we used to say that farmer is in the center point, and then we work around the farm. But today, data is in the center point, and we all are stakeholders around it, making use of it. This is a very important aspect. The future is dependent upon data. How you collect data, how you say what you call process the data, how you keep it secure, how you have, what is the interoperability issue. All these are important issues today. I think these students have to keep in mind. I will just try to tell you one important thing. People say that I have done MSc, I have done PhD, and so on. So I have published so many papers and so on. I just want to draw some distinction between this. When we do an experiment and collect the observations and so on and so forth, that is data. When you give a statistical treatment to it and tabulate it and so on and so forth, that becomes information. And when you say what you call publish the information in a journal, then it becomes knowledge. And when somebody reads it, say what we call, and applies it in the field, then it becomes a technology. So you should understand the difference between what is data, what is information, what is knowledge, and what is technology. So our aim should be to move towards this technology, so what we call pyramid. So all our whatever we publish should have some relevance to the society, should have some relevance to the community, should have some relevance to the people working on it. And another important aspect is, since it is only 10 minutes, I will give you one more example. And so what you call, as you have seen during the pandemic, I will give you a few examples how these emerging technologies have a role to play. During pandemic, first time when we experienced pandemic, our mango farmers were, so what you call, at the time of harvesting season. And every farmer was calling me, sir, how to do? This time we got very high yield, what to do? Then what we did is, we asked some of the, say what you call, people who are working in supply chain management, is there any way to help these farmers? They said that, sir, it is possible if we come together as a consortium. Then we asked the Honorable CM to give a call during that time that the sweet oranges and mangoes are good for health. It will improve the immunity of the people. So kindly consume more of those things. Then we followed it by asking the horticulture department to collect the produce from the farmers. Then we tied up with the postal department. Then we tied up with another, say what you call, agri-tech startup. And all these put together, they have developed an app. And then we asked, we have sent it to in the newspapers, in the TVs. We asked the people to, say what you call, indent for it. And every third day, the fruits will be delivered to your home. And mind you, I was surprised that I didn't have that confidence. But let me share with the students that it was highly successful. And another important thing which comes to my mind is that, say, during the pandemic period, the farmers were also harvesting the rice crop. Then we asked the Honorable Chief Minister and our agriculture minister how we can help the farmers. So he took a decision to purchase the so what you call rice from the farmers directly in the village. Now, I was really how a simple decision helps the farmers. Let me tell you, the farmers now the MSP of rice is 1870 rupees or 1850 rupees. Whereas normally the farmers sell at 1500 to 1600, they don't 70% of the rice don't come to the mandis in normal course also. During pandemic period, the mandis were closed. So the government civil supplies department directly purchased it from the farmers at 1850, assuming at 1850. Now the difference is about 3,000 rupees. So per acre, the farmer was harvesting. Average yield of the state was 25 quintals per acre of paddy. So you can imagine 7,500 rupees by just directly purchasing from the farmers. You have improved the yield of income of the farmer. In addition to this, there are no charges of bringing it to the mandi. There are no charges of hamali who charges about 100 rupees for uploading and downloading. The net income of the farmers were increased by 10,000 rupees. So this is how. So this is how we have to create some say what you call disruptions in the say what you call the ecosystem so that the farmers will benefit. Another important aspect which I noticed is that recently in China they have put a say what you call model what they call it as vegetable basket. Vegetable basket, when we say vegetable basket, it was a collaborative model between public and private partnership. Say, for instance, say like APMC, a traditional procurement system, will collaborate with Ninja Cart, a private segregation distribution center. Today we have an agri-tech with Ninja Cart, which takes care of procurement and segregation and distribution, and the big basket which actually delivers it to the farmer. So if these three, APMC, Ninja Cart, and the big basket come together, then the produce will be directly connected to the consumer. So these are the days of this public-private partnership, and these are the days of partnership. These are the days of collaboration. No individual person can say what you call provide the solution, and so that's exactly what we are trying to do, aligning the research fundamentally by changing the structures, by changing the say what you call objectives to meet the societal needs. So the students have to look in that big picture. That big picture contribute to the society, contribute to the nature, contribute to the say, environment. So this should be the approach. See, our parents have taught us to live happily, to earn money, to get a good job, live happily. But the present generation is not looking in that context. They have a bent of mind to do something to the society, something to the people, something to the nature. So I think this is the time wherein the students have to rise to the occasion. That is what exactly this conference theme is. That is what is the future of farming. How this Z generation can mold the future of farming. How this emerging technologies, like we were looking agriculture from this top when we were students. Now these emerging technologies enable us, like advanced remote sensing, like drones, like artificial intelligence, like uh, blockchain, like sensors. All these help us to look at agriculture at a close level, dynamically, real time. Yeah, we can huge data can be collected, it can be diagnosed, it can be historical trends can be known. So all these have an opportunity in front of the students, and I think this entire ecosystem is available in Tamil Nadu. In fact, we are now asking the Tamil Nadu Agricultural University to help us in building our remote sensing ecosystem here in Telangana. So these are all the things actually now agriculture is basically how you can bring pride, how you can say what you call bringing the youth into this agriculture is the real challenge that we have today, and that is the challenge what this Z generation who are between 20 to 25 years of age. I think this is what is required today. I thought that these trends, these opportunities, these say now, as I give examples, pandemic has not brought only challenges, but it has provided us opportunities. The farmers have benefited, the consumer has benefited, say what you call the scientists have benefited, say what you call the ecosystem has benefited. So these are the things that we have to look at. I think that is where our role is very, very important. The role of the students, the role of the policymakers, the role of the scientists to look so what you call in the future, how the agriculture is going to be. The agriculture is going to be high tech. The agriculture is going to be precise. The agriculture is data based, knowledge based. Data is going to be the power. Resources are going to decline. Technological advancements are increasing. What you call, we are talking of 3D printing. We are talking of 4D printing food commodities. So these are all the things I think that is in front of these students, and there is a need for us also to change. There is a need for our administrators as the teaching community have to change. Now, they are, having said so much to the students, I also appeal, a passionate appeal to the teaching community as well. We have to cope up with this new generation. We have to cope up with our pedagogy should be according to the aspirations of this new generation. Our thinking should be in line of this new generation. I think that is where the challenge lies, and I think agricultural universities have changed that context. In that, we cannot be the same in a land grant pattern mode. These universities, that is what exactly the new education policy brings us to the fore. So this is what today we have, and I think I thank all the organizers for giving me this opportunity, and also Honorable Vice Chancellor for what you call feeling that I am the apt seminar deliver this address. So thank you very much, sir. I wish all the students a happy and productive future. And I wish success to this seminar. I feel that, in fact, I will ask my people, say what you call, contact you, sir, how to organize such conferences. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, sir.
It's a pleasure to hear from you, sir. That was indeed very inspiring and very informative, sir. Thank you. So next is the release of the conference proceedings. May I request all the delegates of the dais along with our student organizers to kindly release the proceedings. Release of the conference proceedings and journal publication, which is now stated above 6.
Now we are releasing the publications of 6th Agricultural Graduate Student Conferences, which was Scopus indexed and NOS rated above 6.
Thanks for the honor, sir. Finally, I call upon Mrs. T. Ilikia to propose the vote of thanks.
Good morning to one and all present here. A grateful heart is a magnet of miracles. I am grateful to the Almighty for giving me a wonderful opportunity to stand in this professional platform expressing my gratitude. I express my heartfelt thanks to Dr. V. Praveen Yao, Vice Chancellor, Professor Jaishankar, Telangana State Agriculture University, for spending his precious time with us from Hyderabad and existing as a diamond in this beautiful crown. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. This stage is fulfilled by the presence of our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. N. Kumar, TNAU, who always working hard to sculpt several unshaped stones brought into this beautiful university. Gratitude and attitude are not challenges, they are choices. I have no words to express my thanks to our beloved Dean, Dr. J.S. Kennedy, School of Postgraduate Studies, TNAU, for his great support and encouragement in organizing this conference and promoting the research career of every student present here. Be present in all things and thankful for all things. It's my pleasure to thank Dr. Kalyanasundram, Dean ACNRI Coimbatore, Dr. Pugulendi, Dean HCNRI Coimbatore, Dr. Sridhar, Dean AECNRI Coimbatore, Dr. Parthiban, Dean FCNRI Mettupalayam, for facilitating this conference and playing a vital role in shaping the career and future of several fresh, aspiring minds and producing qualified graduates all around the earth. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. I wholeheartedly thank my fellow students for their support in organizing this conference in a successful way. The struggle ends when the gratitude begins. Begin and end every day with gratitude. I thank you all for your presence. Thank you.
Thank you, Ilikia.
Thank you very much. The meeting is adjourned. The concurrent session will begin immediately. Please go to the respective venues. Now you have received all the information, and the standees also we have written. The concurrent session will begin immediately. The session is adjourned. Thank you.
We request everyone to kindly join us for high tea arranged outside.
சார் இந்த மீட்டிங் இன்னும் க்ளோஸ் பண்ணாமல் இருக்காங்க சார் இந்த மீட்டிங் அந்த மீட்டிங்கை க்ளோஸ்